Welcome back to AM Northwest. From a 5-foot narwhal horn to pottery from a shipwreck, here with fascinating pieces from unique collections, we welcome back antique appraiser Gary Germer. Great to see you, Gary.
Thank you for having me, Helen.
Okay, some unusual things right here. Let's start with this pottery.
Yeah, the fellow called up and said he had some old pottery that he inherited from his grandfather, and it's this wonderful blue and white pottery, and it came from a shipwreck off the coast of Vietnam. It was found in the late 1990s. And it was very famous. They brought this up. They found 250 pieces of this pottery that was being shipped that when it sank. And these are about 500 years old, all this blue and white pottery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so it's they call it Hoi An shipwreck. And on the bottom, you'll see, this is how smart I am. When they brought it up, they inventoried everything and they put the little tags on it. All the really best pieces went to museums, but then they had auctions and sold off the rest. So you'll find these out there, but you should leave, if you ever get one, leave the sticker on it because that really authenticates it.
And you said it was found in the 1990s?
Yeah, the shipwreck was found 500 years after it sank.
Oh.
And yeah, it sank in the late 1400s.
Yeah, and so let's say you have something like this in your collection. Like, how much is something like this worth? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, you would think that it being 500 years old, Chinese or South Asian pottery would be worth huge money, but because there was so much from this hoard, you know, it's a supply and demand thing. So these little pots are actually bringing more money than the bigger pieces.
Okay.
These are little cosmetic jars and perfume, and then of course a little trinket jar and everything we have. So the shapes are used like we do today. They're $200 to $300. Well, they're about $300 to $400. These are $200 to $300 a piece.
Now this is fascinating.
Isn't that great?
So tell me about this.
This is a little different estate we're working on, and it's a narwhal horn, and you know, the narwhal is a big whale type fish in the Arctic Ocean, and this is actually a tooth. It comes out of where the canine tooth was from, and it was in the dark ocean. So this is, they understand, had a lot of nerve endings in it. So it wasn't just for hunting. It would test the water pressure and temperature.
I see.
And kind of helped it understand where it was at and could relate to other animals. They did use it for hunting to stun other animals, and they would communicate by knocking their horns together.
Wow. So, but this is essentially ivory.
It is.
So you can't really sell this, right?
Well, yes and no. I don't know yet.
Okay.
No, they can't hunt it. The native people, the Inuit people can, but we can't.
Right.
And so it is highly restricted, although they're not highly endangered.
Interesting.
But it is highly restricted. So it has to be before a certain date, and you have to have paperwork to back up where it's from and how old it is, whether you can sell it. And I just got this estate we're working on, and I haven't gone through the paperwork yet. So don't call the police just yet.
What's the story behind this? Well, like, how does someone get a hold of something like that?
Well, that's one of the unfortunate parts of my job, is that I usually meet people after they've died.
Right.
And so I didn't get the full story on how he found it. And like I said, we just got it. I was so excited I had to come share it.
Right.
And so hopefully he has more documentation on where it came from and whatnot,
incredible.
how he got it. The problem is now also selling anything like that's made of ivory. Even if it's before the time it's legal, you have all the paperwork to show, there are no platforms to sell it on.
No one wants to buy that.
Everyone wants to buy it. It's none of them want to be the conduit like eBay and those places, because they don't want to have to sit there and fight the government on each and every piece.
I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this incredible pottery. I love the shine to it.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, and are they all different types?
Yeah, they're different glazes. These were made by a very famous artist named Beatrice Woods, and she was kind of a California artist. And very famous. She's one of the main people. She's known as the Mama of Dada. She brought the Dada movement to the U.S. from Europe, and then she settled outside Los Angeles up in the mountains and studied pottery. And these are different kind of glazes. This is called a volcanic type glaze, and actually the Natzlers perfected it, but she used it too, where when it's hot, they rub it with their hands with asbestos gloves, and pop anything to give it that rough kind of look.
That's amazing.
But she perfected this gold iridescent one.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah, she perfected that. And
look at that.
You've got so she signed it Beato, B-E-A-T-O. So, but that was for Beatrice Woods. And yeah, that metallic looking glaze that she figured out how to do it so that the metal dust in the glaze would expand and be at the top of the surface, so it would be iridescent like it has a metal on it.
How much would something like this?
About 5,000 for this one.
Wow. Okay.
6,000, and these are about 4,000 because the gold is what really everyone wants all of it.
Right.
But this is the one. This is probably about 4,000. And that one's 3,500 range.
And you can't put these in the dishwasher.
No, they don't go in the dishwasher. It was funny. The estate I was working on with that, they had them sitting in the corner, and we were going through all the mother's art and stuff, and they had them just piled there, and I ran and got those cloth napkins and put between them so that they were
Like they wouldn't hit each other.
and they did. The
Great.
family didn't know what they had. And I said, "Well, you have with these 14 pieces, you have about $90,000 right there."
Oh my
And I said,
gosh.
"So don't eat your Cheerios out of those."
No, my gosh.
But
Isn't that incredible?
But that whole movement was about turning everyday objects into art. I mean, this was never meant to be used other than to look at. I mean, you didn't like put anything in them, but it was different forms to show off different kinds of experimental
you can
glazes.
actually see that. Like you can say, this is just a piece of beauty, a piece of art.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it is. I think it's wonderful, and it's the fun part of my job is I never know exactly what we're going to find in someone's home.
And
know?
you wouldn't be able to tell a price on the horn.
Well,
right?
if it was if we can, and I'm assuming it was because the fellow it came from, Neil, was very methodical about everything he did, and I'm sure I literally got it this last week, and I haven't gone through the paperwork yet. Selling it's about $2,000 to $3,000.
Wow.
In that range, if you can find one.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You have some really interesting pieces.
These are fun.
Gary Germer, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Ellen.
Always
Thanks
good
for
to see you. Please do not move this table fast.
I won't.
Okay? Just keep it slow. We don't want anything to break. All right. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. Yes.